Honorable Sudesh Panichard, Minister of Commerce and Consumer Protection and Minister of Labour, Human Resource Development and Training, Ms. Sandrine Valère, Permanent Secretary of our Labour Ministry, Mr. Hanan, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Commerce and Consumer Protection, Dr. Kaviraj Sukon, Chairperson of the MRIC, Mr. Gunaram, CEO of Verdi Frontiers Solutions Limited, MRIC Council members, officials of ministries, members of the press, distinguished guests. The MRIC, under the aegis of the Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, greets you all today for this contract signing ceremony between Verdi Frontier Solutions Limited and the Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection for the project on price monitoring control. This project is the first one being financed under the Public Sector Transformation Scheme. And the Public Sector Transformation Scheme was a budget measure announced to make use of expertise developed by companies and startups to sustain innovative initiatives in the public sector. And selected projects will have a maximum funding of 2 million rupees for a duration of 2 years. The MRIC launched the call in March 2021 on a pilot basis and received 25 applications based on the requirements from the public sector. The selection is currently in process based on an established framework. Besides materializing the PSTS scheme, today's event is also concretizing the initiative to come up with a price monitoring control mechanism, which was a cabinet decision announced in July this year. The MRIC has thus been and is very attentive to respond to emerging national challenges in the new normal. We had the COVID-19 special call, Building Blue Resilience Innovation Call, the Fast Track Innovation Initiatives, the Rodrigues Special Call, and the Enterprise Innovation Booster Scheme, with 66 projects awarded to the tune of over 60 million rupees by the MRIC and a contribution of over 44 million rupees from applicants. Furthermore, building on the impetus of its newly extended mandate, the MRIC will be conducting research in specific strategic areas. In the pipeline right now, we are processing the National Innovation Challenge submissions, where the focus is on grassroots innovation initiatives. We will also be launching shortly a nationwide innovation campaign, which will culminate into the organisation of les Assises de la Recherche, du Développement et de l'Innovation early next year. This will be instrumental to pave a roadmap for technology, research and innovation for the country. We at the Council endeavour to be at the forefront of innovation and ingenuity, and would like to thank our Minister and Parent Ministry for their unflinching support. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Darwin, and I will invite Dr. Suko, Chairman of the MRIC, to address you.
Honorable Bhargavi, Minister of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, Honorable Furniture and Minister of Commerce, Consumer Protection, Minister of Labour, Human Resource Development and Training, Permanent Secretary, Representative of and members of the press, good afternoon and welcome to this agreement signing ceremony. It is indeed a pleasure, since the new council has been set up by Honorable Bhargavi. The council members have come together to look at the mandate of the council, and we now, after the changes that have been brought here, we are looking for projects that will have an impact, that will make a difference in the life of our people. So this project that we have decided to finance is in fact in line with the philosophy of the new mandate of MRIC to make an impact, to go for projects that have an impact. So this project will make a difference already in the life of the consumers. It's going to provide them with the information that they would need. At the same time, it's going to provide them with the information that officers of the ministry would require in order to make decisions on time. So, at MRIC, a number of projects announced by the Executive Director. We would like to position ourselves as the research arm of the government through our parent ministry, so that we're able to provide the right type of information, so that the government can actually make decisions based on research. So we welcome the company who has agreed to develop this software for the Ministry of Commerce, and we look forward to ensure that this project is completed, and so that we can work with other projects for the ministry. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Suko. Honorable Sudesh Kalichan, Minister of Commerce and Consumer Protection, Minister of Labour, Human Resource Development and Training, you're please invited to deliver this speech.
Thank you, Avishka. My colleague, Honorable Deepak Bhargavi, Minister of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, Ms. Sandrine Mallet, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Information Technology, Mr. Sivan again, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection, Dr. Kaviraj Sukon, Chairman of the Mauritius Research Innovation Council, Professor Tishan Bahuran, Executive Director of the MRIC, Mr. Nunaram, CEO of Belly Frontier Solution Limited, all invited guests, members of the press, very good afternoon to you all. Well, we are gathered here today for the signing of the price monitoring and control application, which will be implemented by my ministry in collaboration with the Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation in the forthcoming month. I would like to seize this opportunity to commend the Mauritius Research and Innovative Council for its laudable initiative to promote and nurture an innovation culture in Mauritius. The public sector transformation scheme, under which the price monitoring and control application has been developed, has been one of the key initiatives announced by this government in budget 2020-2021, as rightly highlighted by Professor Lauren. The aim of the project was to encourage innovative companies and startups to develop high-quality applications to be used by ministries to enhance public sector delivery. The main objective behind this strategy is to prepare and equip the public sector to to remain efficient, resilient, and responsive in order to face a complex and highly competitive global landscape by leveraging on innovative technologies and smart processes. This scheme has attracted numerous Mauritian organizations from different fields to propose practical, innovative solutions to common life problems and de facto increases the competitive edge of industries for sustainable economic and social growth. Officers of my ministry have been working relentlessly on the development of the price monitoring and control application since 2020, and their efforts continued even during the second national confinement this year. I'm extremely pleased to note that my ministry is the first and sole public organization so far to have been able to tap on this opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 outbreak last year shook the world, and Mauritius was not spared. Over the past month, consumers have been and are still being flooded by rising prices of many essential commodities, which are attributed to escalating costs of imports such as freight and insurance, as well as appreciation of several foreign exchange currencies compared to the Mauritian rupees. Since Mauritius is a net economy, import economy, these factors have had a direct influence on the price of imported goods and eventually on retail prices of most commodities. In the face of such situation, the government could not have remained insensitive to the plight of its people. This is why in July 2021, the government took the bold initiative to fix a maximum price for several essential products, such as edible oil, pulses, canned tomatoes, milk powder, margarine, cheese, and canned fish. A subsidy of around 500 million rupees has been provided so that these products are available at an affordable price to the population. As of today, 371 different brands of commodities have been fixed under the Consumer Protection Maximum Price of Essential Goods Regulation 2021. In parallel, as announced, the STC will import milk powder and edible oil to help stabilize prices of these strategic commodities on the local market. Government has also mandated the corporation to explore new avenues for the procurement of other essential products in order to assist in stabilizing their retail prices. At the same time, in order to provide consumers with more visibility on prices of certain products and protect consumers from profiteering that may be practiced by certain traders, government has also agreed to re-establish the former price observatories. This mechanism will define a basket of commodities comprising of 100 categories of the most widely used products by the merchant. The basket will consist of both food and non-food products and will be reviewed on a regular basis. A monthly online publication indicating the prices of different brands of selected products across different supermarkets and hypermarkets will be collected and monitored. Such a tool will provide consumers with an indication on which supermarket or hypermarket in their region is offering more affordable prices. Dear guests, the price monitoring and control application will thus be a fundamental and supportive tool which will help in the smooth implementation of the price observatory. It will also allow an effective price control monitoring by the Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection. The application will be accessible to retailers, members of the public, as well as other stakeholders. It will allow officers of my ministry to effectively collect, record, cross-verify prices of fixed items at supermarkets and shops, and take pictures on an online system in real time. Such technology shall help to do instant comparison and analysis with the data received. It will also help officers of the Consumer Affairs Unit to quickly identify whenever and wherever prices of products which are under the price control being sold at a higher price than fixed, and allow my ministry to take sanctions as appropriate. The whole system will be managed by the Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection, and I am confident that Verde Frontier Solutions Limited will ensure seamless user experience, technical support, and guarantee the technical and administrative aspects of the system. Ladies and gentlemen, the vision of this government is to build a new model for the public service aligned on a common purpose, that is to guarantee good service to the public at large. I sincerely hope that the citizens and all stakeholders concerned make optimum use of the price monitoring and control application and help in the concerted efforts towards consumer protection. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Honourable Mr. Kanichan. I have now the pleasure to invite Honourable Mr. Van Link, Minister of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation for his speech.
Thank you, my colleague, Honourable Sudesh Kalichan, Minister of Commerce and Consumer Protection, Minister of Labour, Human Resource Development and Training, Ms. Valère, the Permanent Secretary of my Ministry, Mr. Rangan, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection, Dr. Sukong, the Chairperson of the MRIC, Professor Bawan, the representatives of Verde Frontier Solutions Limited, representative of ministries, members of the press, good afternoon and welcome to all. As the saying goes, the future is not a gift, it is an achievement. And the first step in winning the future is to encourage innovation. As we rise to the challenge of the pandemic since the last 1.5 years now, many rules have changed. We have seen revolutions in technology which have transformed the way we live, we work, and we do business. And as the digital landscape continues to change at a rapid pace, we need to ensure that we create impactful innovation. With the signing of the present agreement between the Mauritius Research and Innovation Council, which is under the aegis of my ministry, together with the Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection and Verde Frontier Solutions Limited, for the setting up of the price monitoring and control application, we are moving yet another step forward into the innovation. It is, as my colleague rightly said, the first project that is approved under the scheme Public Sector and Transformation Scheme that was announced in the budget. The scheme is aimed at supportive, innovative, collaborative projects that test new approach and technologies by startups and SMEs for improving the process and enhancing service delivery especially in the public sector. The objective is to support innovative projects that will enable, through a collaborative approach, the development, the pilot testing, and evaluation of new solutions to deliver better outcomes in the public sector. Following the Budget 2020-2021 announcement, the scheme has been developed during the last quarter of 2020 through a series of consultations with various stakeholders of the public sector and an innovation need assessment to sketch out the way forward. Following this, a call for proposal was launched, as mentioned earlier, on the 1st of March 2021, and the MRIC received a total of 25 innovation collaborative proposals. The price monitoring and control application project is the first project approved under this scheme. And I commend my colleague, Honorable Kalichan, for tapping into the scheme for the benefit of the public. It will display information on products sold in most supermarkets and hypermarkets in Mauritius. While the platform was originally launched to increase competition and to provide insightful information to the public, this will be definitely useful in this area of pandemic era, especially when we speak about our new normal, the way we live after the COVID, and our habits will change eventually. So the application will also be useful for consumers to go directly to the store, the supermarket or the hypermarket, that have the product they need at the best price and value for money, and thus minimizing the need to go out of the house, especially as we say in the current situation and conditions we are. Dear friends, with the reopening of our borders and the relaunch of the economy, there is a significant opportunity for our public sector to redynamize and reinvent itself while embracing novel and emerging technology. This event today marks a new turn for our public service with this project, which puts innovation as the contribution for a response to a pressing national issue. In this regard, I would like to thank the MRIC for the quick and effective implementation of this budget measure, along with all other collaborating stakeholders. Also, the Valley Frontier Solution for coming up with such an application that will help the Ministry of Commerce and especially help the public in general. Ladies and gentlemen, I am, through my ministry and the MRIC, willing to establish the right ecosystem for Mauritius to embrace innovation. As you may be aware, the mandate of MRIC has recently been enlarged to include the capability to conduct research in identifying national priorities for us areas. Recently, we have amended MRIC Act to bigger the mandate of MRIC because they have the potential to do more national projects than they were doing before, and to enlist support from local and international innovators for furthering the innovation agenda. We need a new mindset toward creativity, innovation, and especially entrepreneurship. It is good to remind ourselves that it is people who innovate, not machines, not laboratories, but people innovate for things to move. Excellence in science and research for innovation are necessary, but not sufficient. Innovation is not only made by one institution, but calls for a multidisciplinary initiative, teamwork, knowledge, and reward sharing. Innovation is also about what collaboration between institutions, both local and overseas. Our country, as a rainbow nation, is indeed a fertile ground for innovation, especially with cross-fertilization of ideas and coordination between different stakeholders. All we need to do to unleash our potential is to provide the intrinsic motivation. This is what my ministry is determined to do, with the collaboration and support of various stakeholders, institutions and organizations. And it goes in the same line as our government program, with the vision of the Prime Minister to build an economy in the league of high-income countries, driven by technology and innovation and bringing higher levels of growth. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, let me once again thank the team of MRIC, members of the evaluation panel, and everybody who has contributed to the public sector transformation scheme. We have no doubt that this application will be a valuable asset to the Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection for the benefit of each and every citizen of our country. I thank you for attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mr. Balbin. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with the contract signing ceremony. I will kindly ask Ministers Balbin and Minister Kalikan to please stand up and invite Mr. Hagan, PS from the Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection, Professor Baron from the MRIC, and Mr. Mutarahu from BRD Frontier Business.